Yo, we are back with another episode of Run the Ropes Media Podcast. It's your boy Break with my co-host Dylan, and we got some news regarding some AEW releases. Now, I know you guys have heard and seen and read about some of the WWE releases, in which we will touch bases on those again in a video tomorrow. But these three superstars that have been released from AEW, and you don't get as many AEW releases as you do WWE releases, but these are three big names, and I feel like one of the three names is a name that a lot of people have been looking forward to doing that jump from AEW to WWE, and he had a lot of charisma. Some people like to say this man had the charisma like The Rock. I don't know how I don't know, if we can say that just yet, but I do feel like he is definitely a star in the making. And the guy I'm talking about is Ricky Starks. Now, Ricky Starks was doing some great things in AEW. I will say this about AEW and Ricky Starks. He was hot then cold. Hot then cold. Hot then cold, man. It was like when the crowd was really behind him, they should have put that World Heavyweight Championship on him, like when he was feuding with MJF. That was a great one for him. When Adam Copeland came in, he feuded with Adam Copeland for a little bit. So Ricky Starks definitely has that star power. My only thing is the superstars that we look at AEW, once they come to WWE or NXT, they not really looked at as a superstar just yet. Like, for instance, Jade Cargill. When Jade Cargill went from AEW to WWE, they should have put her in NXT. Like, Jade Cargill was like 56-0 in AEW, but most of her matches lasted 2 to 3 minutes. So she didn't really have the ring work as a WWE women's superstar has right now, and that's probably a big reason why we haven't seen Jade Cargill on TV since the end of 2024, because they really trying to get her in that singles position without Bianca, without Naomi, at least helping her in the ring and things of that nature. So that just shows, the caliber as far as the superstars that we call in AEW versus the superstars that we call in WWE. And that's why a lot of people say WWE is the big leagues, because it is. When they jump over there, now it's a completely different schedule. So, Ricky Starks, and I'm going to say this, when he does join WWE, I feel like he does need to start out in NXT. And some people may disagree with what I'm saying, but I feel like he needs to get familiar with the WWE crowd. Like, those who watch AEW is gonna know who Ricky Starks is, but those who don't, it's a difference between Ricky Starks and Jade. I feel like Jade Cargill had the buzz online as well, as far as like the Instagram followers and just the talk of the town. Ricky Starks, on the other hand, he's big with the AEW crowd. So I feel like he does need to get familiar with the WWE crowd. Just how they doing Lexis King, who was in AEW. Just how they doing Shawn Spears, who was in AEW. Shawn Spears was in NXT as Ty Dillinger. So I feel like it's going to be great for Ricky Starks to come over, join NXT, get some NXT gold under his belt, and then maybe next year Royal Rumble, or Royal Rumble in 2 years, we'll see Ricky Starks up in there. But what you thinking, bro?
A lot of possibilities, obviously, right?
Mhm.
It's tough though, because it's tough when you have guys come over now, right? Because there's not that many spots on the main roster in WWE. I mean, obviously we just had a round of cuts. Feel like a lot of filler, you know, cuts that we had, right? Like, not too many main superstars. It's not like they cut somebody like a Roman Reigns, you know what I mean? Um but I'd like to see them on NXT, but I feel like sometimes in NXT they also can kind of fall out of the sphere, right? Like, Ty Dillinger, Sean Spears, the chairman, is down in NXT, but he's not on the programming every week, you know? So, you good, bro?
Yeah. Nah, I'm listening to you, bro, because I was waiting, because I was about to say, yeah, Sean Spears isn't, but look at what they did with Ethan Page. Ethan Page
Yeah.
came from AEW and bam, he's still, I wouldn't say he's in the main event picture right now because he's doing a feud with Javon Evans, but my man's was the NXT champion. And
Mm.
that was way more success than he had while he was in AEW. So I look at Ethan Page as a dub. I look at Ethan Page on a level as far as somebody who's gonna be like the Miz in a sense, bro. He's gonna
Mm.
win some gold. He's gonna, and this is when he come up to the main roster because I do feel like he's gonna make it to the main roster. But I feel like he gives me hillish vibes like the Miz, where the Miz can be, a comedian at times, but then when it's time to get down and he's really playing the hillish role, the Miz can get down and get busy.
Mm.
So I can see Ethan Page being, moving up the ladder soon to the main roster, but Ty Dillinger, Sean Spears, and Lexus King, I can still see them being down there, for quite some time.
And maybe we just look at NXT as its own brand instead of saying they need to go up to the main roster, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because even NXT probably gets more exposure than certain AEW shows, correct? I feel
Yeah,
like that's
yeah.
just
I would
fact
say
at this
now. I
point.
would say now, like that
Yeah,
2021
different,
AEW, bro.
different.
Again,
That's the past. We're talking about
yeah, that was
2025.
different. But now, probably so, bro. Probably,
Yeah,
especially again with the collab with TNA.
yep,
Some even when you have like Bianca Belair or Naomi come down to
yeah.
NXT, that's exposure for those superstars that's in the ring. So
Mhm.
yeah, in a sense, they definitely probably will get more exposure.
Ricky Starks is a good one to come over, I feel, because he brings like another fresh coat of paint. We haven't seen him. Obviously, he started in WWE, but he wasn't, like a prevalent
Yeah,
character in WWE. And he's very good on the mic. He can, he has that kind
very
of
good on the
pizzazz.
mic, bro.
He has that
Very
pizzazz
good on
to
the
him,
mic.
bro. You can get into
He got the
some really
charisma.
good. Absolutely, bro. And bringing it into the next name real quick, Malachi Black, another guy whose contract is officially up. AEW. He's no longer on the roster. Bred WWE guy, right?
Yep.
So these are the ones I kind of have some slight reservations for. Would I love to see him back in WWE? Absolutely. But what was it the first time that they decided to let these guys go? And did they do enough elsewhere to make it where it's must see TV back on WWE main television? You get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, I
Malachi Black
say
is a very similar character to what he already was in WWE, if that makes
true.
sense.
Yeah.
You get what
I
I'm
was
saying?
gonna
So it's
say
like,
my bad, bro. I was gonna say
no, you're good.
one of the two names that we're gonna bring up, I feel like has that power that like if he made a good comeback as far as like a nice secret return, it'll have the people behind him. But as far as Malachi Black or Aleister Black, whichever one you want to call, he was Aleister Black in WWE. His wife, Zelina Vega, just went over there to SmackDown.
Mhm,
So I could potentially see him coming back and going to SmackDown. He already did his due diligence in NXT.
mhm.
So honestly, if I'm being honest with you, bro, if they were to bring him back in NXT, it will honestly have to be for a short run, bro. Like I definitely would feel like that would be a downgrade for a guy who is a former NXT champion. But if they want to just test him back out, get him back acclimated NXT for a little bit and go back up to the main roster. The thing is, when Rusev left, and that was the other guy, Miro. You guys may know him in AEW. Rusev and WWE. They were under
Yep.
different management. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So we don't know if it had anything to do with that, as far as why they left. But I just feel like Triple H, he just has a soft spot for some of those NXT originals, bro. And I would say like Aleister Black is. I wouldn't say he's an original, but he came in there a little bit after like Sami Zayn and KO got called up, then it was his time. So, and then you got even guys like Drew McIntyre who had some fights against Aleister Black while he was in NXT, man. So I don't think that him coming back, they can't go wrong bringing him straight to the main roster, or I don't think that they can go wrong bringing him to NXT. I feel like that would be a good fit for him, regardless of where they put him at. But if they were to put him in NXT, don't keep him down there too long.
And I feel like Miro is one who, especially going back to WWE, would not fit as the old Rusev character. You can't be flying Russian flags nowadays, with the whole
Oh yeah,
hate
true
speech
that.
of the USA. I don't think it would work in today's climate. I feel like maybe more of his Miro character would be better in WWE now, so to speak. It's
Yeah,
uh,
I agree, but also I feel like closer to him leaving WWE, he had already stopped, doing like the
more
coming
the
out with the
Rusev day. The
yeah.
Rusev,
So
yeah,
it was more friendly, you know what I'm saying?
yes.
Like on his way out. Granted, I don't want him coming back on some Rusev Day stuff.
I don't
Secondly,
either.
I think him and Lana are divorced, so like she was a big part of that.
Aiden English.
Aiden, you know what I'm saying? So he had a couple other people that was helping him with the Rusev Day. If he was to come back as Miro, that would be dope. In a
Yeah.
sense, it'd be dope because it's a brand new character. I would just like to know how WWE would treat it, as far as like the name change. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Will they want him to be familiar, come back as familiar with Rusev, or would they want him to, do the whole Miro thing? Again, that would just be something that WWE would have to figure out. But I definitely think the guy like him, that's main roster. Like, don't
Has
even
to
put him
be.
in. Yeah, don't like he wrestled John Cena at WrestleMania. Like that's he fought Roman Reigns. You know what I'm saying? Like he got some years in WWE. So like don't just don't NXT this guy. Throw him on Raw, throw him on SmackDown. Let him be. I mean, bro, like SmackDown will honestly be like the best fit because those are the guys that's actually, they got Braun Strowman. You got Jacob Fatu. So you got more guys is like that, that girth,
Yeah.
to him on SmackDown. I think Rusev would definitely be able to get down. I feel like Rusev has been a guy that has been wanting to get out of AEW for a while. Alistair, definitely Ricky Starks. We haven't seen Ricky Starks on AEW TV in God knows how long, maybe 6 months, half a year, maybe even longer than that. Now I feel like it's a couple other guys that's gonna make their way back home. I think guys like Keith Lee, some guys that we just haven't seen in a while that may be returning to WWE. But I mean, y'all let us know how y'all feel about that in the comment section below. Are y'all excited about some of these names? Should they go elsewhere?
Mhm.
We only mentioned WWE because, well, at least I did because Aleister Black and Rusev are former WWE guys. It's not like they were like wash guys. These were decent guys. Ricky Starks, I just feel like that's the next best thing for him. And also, it's not like WWE is not signing AEW stars like they are. Would
Mhm.
I be surprised if Ricky Starks popped up on TNA? Maybe a little bit, but then again, you still got that collab. So it's all about the money now. Maybe TNA can afford him, or you know what I'm saying. Maybe you get what I'm saying. Maybe he has like a TNA budget right now, and then he's gonna transition over to WWE. So we have to see how that goes. But these guys are definitely headed over to either WWE or TNA 100%.
Yeah, I agree. Again, it'll be interesting to see what the actual plans for guys like that is in WWE currently. Like, think about it. I mean, I feel like a lot of guys who deserve shine right now don't get shine. So now you're adding in more talent who already had, gotten released once before. It's always
You also
tough, bro.
getting rid of
Again,
folks too. You
we
also
we
getting
just
rid of
got
folks.
we just gotten rid of people, but you also have so much talent in NXT as it is already. When are they going to get their shine on the main roster? A lot of questions, but it's an exciting time, and you got contracts up, man. It always brings excitement when guys show up on WWE or vice versa. Guys go to TNA, whatever the case is. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
exciting time, great time to be a wrestling fan, regardless. And you got anything else, bro?
Nah, that's it, man. We're gonna look forward to it. Hopefully, if these guys do join, they join soon, so that way they can be a part of the WWE 2K25 DLC. Because I would definitely, Rusev, it would definitely be cool to see him back in the game. Ricky Starks, that'll be his first WWE game. So that would definitely be dope, man. So hopefully if they do that ASAP.
Yeah, and other than that, guys, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new around here, put that bell on, and other than that, you got your boy Dylan.
Got your boy Break.
And we're out.
We out.
Peace.
Peace.